Hi there, and welcome to the Still Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Fortune Fowley, and if you're new here, welcome to a space that's all about progression, not perfection. The fact that we are becoming people, which means we have not arrived at who we're meant to be yet, but we are just getting to our destination. And so I invite you into the space, and happy Still Learning Monday. Hey guys, how are you today? I am so happy to be coming back to you guys. Today, I just woke up so grateful and so honored to be able to show up and be in this space. And I think I've also just been reflecting on it because season 2, guys, is nearing an end. It's actually crazy to say that season 2 is happening. Like, this is season 2 of Still Learning, guys, and we are praying for many more seasons to come, God willing. But I'm just so grateful for this journey, especially to see how much more our community has blossomed in season 2 and just more of the outreach and connections and just hearing more from you guys. I want to hear all the more from you guys in the comments in every single platform on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. I'm just so honored that you guys feel safe enough to just come here and be authentic and really feel like a community and honesty and transparency is happening here, and that it really is a space where we are progressing each and every single day. So I'm really grateful. Thank you for tuning in and listening. I mean, I think last year when they did Spotify Rap, Still Learning was on one of the charts for the most streamed podcast of 2025, which is insane to me. Like, insane. All glory be to God. But that's just to say, guys, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And I'm sad that Still Learning season 2 is coming to an end. But where one thing ends, another thing begins. But we're not even going to get into all of that today. Okay, that is going to be next week's episode. Today, we're actually going to be going into something that I was feeling this week because I did something that you guys might be like, Fortune, come on, it's not that serious. But for me, it was really serious because I felt like after doing this, after making this decision, and that is not me trying to make a nod to last week's episode, though you should listen to last week's episode because it was pretty good. But I made this decision and I was afraid in making this decision I would feel like a failure and like I am a quitter. Because one thing about me, guys, is that I like fight to see something to the very end. Like, I hate leaving something. If I started it, I'm gonna finish with it. That is such a big thing for me, and that is great, but also it can not work in my favor all the time. Sometimes you gotta leave in the middle, right? Like, sometimes you have to leave in the middle and not stick it out to the end. Unfortunately, that is a lesson I have learned many times throughout life. And so for me, in making this decision, it was kind of big deal for me, guys. And I know you guys are like, okay, Fortune, stop talking around in circles. Like, what was this big decision that you made that you're talking about to us today that was apparently so life-changing? Well, the decision that I made was I decided this past Sunday to take a pause from the dance ministry at my church. Yeah, that was hard. I'm not going to lie, guys, because a couple episodes back, I'm pretty sure the beginning of this season, I talked about how I auditioned for the dance ministry and how this is something that would be my first ministry that I was ever a part of in a church setting that I was serving in. Like, it was my very first, and I wanted to give it my all and dedicate so much of my heart into it because it's also meant to glorify God. And this was just going to be my first time serving God in this way. Like, I've served God in so many other aspects of my life, but I really this year want to be more intentional about serving in the church and serving God's people more directly. It's definitely something that I have, and I'm not afraid to admit, have lacked in doing and being intentional about and serving in his church. That it's very important to do. And so it was not easy for me to take a step back and make the decision to take a pause, especially because I also am someone who loves the arts. I grew up doing the arts. I love dance. I love acting. I love theater. I love all things performance and just any form that you get to express yourself in new ways. It is something that I just hold in such high regard and I love to do. And so I did not make this decision lightly, and it definitely weighed on me. And what even led to me getting to this point was I have been dealing with the last couple months of just points and periods of feeling very overwhelmed and periods of feeling like I am overcommitting myself and not giving enough time for myself to just rest and prioritize myself and really find that rhythm for myself. I mean, I am in this new season of my life and I've moved to this new area and I'm still learning everything. Like, I'm still finding my people, finding my groove and rhythm at work, and now like being a career person and not just like a student anymore. Like, it's still so many things that I'm adapting to, and I definitely have to give myself grace. But I'm learning that the way I used to move in previous seasons, I can't move the same way in this season of my life. And it's been a lot of unlearning and learning and unlearning and learning. And it has definitely stretched me and increased my capacity in ways that I'm very grateful for. But stretching is not the most pleasant feeling. And I just had to really sit with myself and really figure out, what am I doing this for and who am I doing this for? When I first entered the dance ministry and doing it, I I don't even know if I truly thought of who I was doing this for. Like, I thought it was just like, oh, this is really like cool and it'll be fun and I love to dance and I get to do it for God. Like, woo. Like, I don't think I thought of like the depths of it, like the spiritualness of that comes with this as well. And I don't think it started hitting me into the first couple of days of like practice and conditioning, where they're like, this is a ministry and like your performance and what you're doing, like this should point someone back to Jesus. And I love that. Don't get me wrong. Like, everything that I do in life, I really do strive to make sure it's something that's pointing a person back to Jesus and glorifying God. And so when I really started sitting with that, I had to start really understanding like the importance and the gravity of this and what I'm doing. Like, it's not just for fun, kiki, but like it's a serious servitude and surrender and humility. And it's not about me. Like, it's something that I can't be so self-conscious about, but it's also something I had to give and pour my all into, my 100% into, because someone's going to be looking at my performance, and when they look at me, they shouldn't be seeing me, they should be seeing God. Like, it should be pointing them back to Christ, and that is going to happen in my movements, that's going to happen in my facial expressions. And I just haven't learned or haven't had to necessarily make that connection to like the arts or my creative pursuits or performances to that level to God in a long time. Still learning definitely the ways that I've learned to do that, but just more in the performance aspects, like in terms of acting and in terms of dancing, I in my past experiences never had to really draw that connection to God. And so that was definitely something new for me to step into, which I had no problem doing, but it definitely made me realize that I have to be honest if I can do this the justice and the honor that it deserves. And I thought I could. I really thought I could, guys. I was like, no, like I need to give this some time. I haven't really given it a proper try. Like, I know I'm tired. I know I feel overworked. I know sometimes I don't really want to show up, but I'm still going to show up. And I just didn't want to just quit. And it was hard. And I know I keep saying it was hard, but it really was hard, guys, to get in the space where I'm fully dedicating myself to this. And that was really disappointing for me because I felt like I was disappointing God. And it made me start questioning, like, God, like, am I supposed to be doing this right now? Is this something that you're calling me to do right now? Because sometimes like we can like be doubting something that God has called us to do, and he really is. We're just getting in our own head. But I genuinely, and all the things that has been teaching me and showing me up to this moment, like, he's like, you really need to prioritize rest, and you are constantly committing yourself to the things of the Lord and the things that I'm gracing you to do, which is great. but you are overcommitting yourself to the point where you are lacking commitment to me. And I think sometimes as Christians, as believers, one of the things that we can struggle with is like, oh, I'm doing all these things for God. I'm serving the church. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm giving to the poor. I'm doing this charity. I had this nonprofit. I'm working on this business. Like doing all these things that are to glorify and honor God, which is great, which is amazing, not taken away from that. But oftentimes we can get so locked in and focused on doing the things of God that we neglect just being with God, being in his presence, resting with him, finding peace in him. Like we're doing all these things and we just lose sight. And perfect person who I think I honestly relate to most in the Bible is Martha. Martha, who when she heard Jesus was coming to visit her, she was doing all the preparation, setting all the tables, doing all the things, like doing it for God. Like it wasn't like she wasn't doing it for him, but she was missing the point of what her sister Mary got, which is just to be in his presence, just to sit at his feet. Like you can do the other things later. The assignments that God has for you isn't going away, but they're not your purpose. And sometimes it can be really hard for us to walk in our purpose when we're so caught up in the assignments. The assignments are simply just to aid in us being in purpose. And so for me, I had that reality check and the Lord having to make you have overcommitted yourself to the things that are good, but there is better. Like I don't think that when Jesus went to go visit Mary and Martha and Lazarus, he saw that what Martha was doing as bad. It wasn't bad. It was good, but there was better available to you. Imagine life when you are doing good things, but there's always something better available to you, but you're so focused on the good that you forget the better that's available to you. And so Mary understood there was better available to her in that moment than just preparing a table. And Martha couldn't see that until Jesus brought it to her knowledge. I really resonated with Martha in that moment. I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. I really relate to Martha. It has to be one of the characters in the Bible that I really, really deeply understand because I am a Martha. I wish I'm a Martha trying to be a Mary, but I really am a Martha. Like in my core, I'm a Martha. So I just sat with that. I even went to one of my friends who's also on the dance ministry with me, and I just asked her to pray for me. Because the one thing about me, I'm gonna go to God in prayer about this because I really didn't want to make this decision from a place of tiredness or like temporary feeling or temporary exhaustion. I didn't want to make this decision from a place where I'm just leading off my own emotions and off my own knowledge and understanding. I really wanted to intentionally seek the Lord because I entered this with him in mind. And so if I'm going to leave this, I need to leave with him in mind as well. So I just vented to my friend and also asked her to just be prayerful to me about it. And she gave some really good advice. And that advice that she gave me almost led me to stay. And it's interesting, like, it was great advice, but I still had to be prayerful and mindful about seeking what the Lord is guiding me to do right now in this season. I think another thing that I can get so caught up in doing is thinking about the seasons to come. I'm like, I need to, like, I'd be so focused on doing things in one season that are things I should be doing in the next 2, 3, 4 seasons. And God was like, girl, lock in on this one. Lock in on this season. Like, I'd be doing winter things in spring. Like, girl, lock in on the season that you're currently in now. And I did that. I sat with it. It was something I kept thinking about and pondering on because I was also like, you know, those things that you feel like, I don't want to regret it. Like, I don't want to step away. And then I see their performance and I'm going to be honest with guys, I start feeling envy or I start feeling doubt or I start feeling regret. And I'm like, oh, I should have stayed. I should have stuck it out. Even though I knew that my heart couldn't give 100% what this needed. Like, it wasn't that I couldn't do it. I want that to be another thing. It's not that I couldn't do it. It's not that I couldn't push myself. I couldn't have forced myself into the level of commitment because you're not always going to be motivated to do things. That's why it's very important to cultivate a life of discipline within ourselves. But like when this is something so deeply tied to God and honoring him, and the thing that God looks at most is our heart, not just what we do, but our hearts, our intentions. I didn't want to be performing and dancing, and God is looking down at me and sees an exhausted, sees an tired, sees a bitter, sees a resentful heart doing his work. Then can I really say, am I doing it for him? I can't. I really can't. So I had to acknowledge that within myself. I had to recognize that. And I had to be like, you know what? Doesn't matter. Like, stop thinking about the what ifs. What about the right now? What do you need to do for yourself right now and for your relationship with the Lord too? Like, I don't want to become resentful doing the things God has called me to do. Like, I don't want to become bitter being obedient to him. Like, I want it to be something that delights. Like, I want to delight in the Lord. I want to delight in the things of the Lord. And if I find that I'm unable to do that, and also he has given me grace to step away from it, I need to take that. And so for me, when I made that call, because I had to make the call, I had to speak with the leaders, and I was scared, guys. I was nervous because I felt like a quitter. I felt like a quitter. Guys, like I said in the beginning of this episode, I am someone who finishes things out to the very end, even if it can be to my detriment at times. You know what? And that is probably a red flag of mine. I have a couple red flags. That is definitely one of them. And I think the last time I didn't finish something, that I went halfway with something, was when I did Girl Scout in the fifth grade. The fifth grade. That was the last time I walked away from somewhere halfway through. Like, other than that, I'm very much someone who's like, I am going to complete this and see this through to the very end. So, me making that call, me doing this, guys, it took a lot for me, and I felt like a quitter. I really did. I did. And I know it might sound like dramatic, but I felt like a quitter. Like, I felt like I was letting myself down. I felt like I was letting my team down. I felt like I was letting God down. And that wasn't my reality. That was fully in my head. Like, I would like to state that here, fully in my own head, because the people who I was talking to about this and letting them know this is the next steps that I'm going to make were so supportive. They were so supportive. They were so understanding. They're like, it's okay if it's not in this season. That's all right. Take the time, take the break, take the rest. Like, do what you have to do. Everyone was very understanding. And so for me, like, it really was in my head. Even God was understanding. He was not like, he was like, my daughter, you'll be okay. And he really gave me the strength and the words to have that conversation, because I was even like, what do I even say? I like that I'm overwhelmed. Like, that doesn't seem good enough. Like, saying that I was overwhelmed, that I didn't want to overcommit myself, that that I felt like I couldn't really dedicate myself to this ministry the way that I would hope to, felt like excuses. Felt like they weren't good enough reasons to take a step back and walk away. And they were. Like, I don't know what made me think that they weren't good enough. Like, no, that is me genuinely understanding and taking responsibility and accountability and recognizing that this is something that deserves complete and total devotion and time and a full heart's, an earnest heart dedication. And if I cannot do that, I don't want to give terrible work. I don't want to give terrible performances. I don't want to waste their time, not just my time. I don't want to waste their time. And I also don't want to waste God's time. And I don't want to take away opportunities from other people who are fully in the position and in the season to do that. And so my reasons weren't excuses. They were valid and they were true. And all I could say was the truth. And that is what I said in the phone call conversation I had with the leader. I was just honest. And again, the Lord is so good. And it was all in my head, my anxiousness and my feeling like a quitter and feel like a failure and letting people down, because she was so understanding. And she was like, you know what, do you just want to take a pause for this season and come back next season? Like, that's totally okay. Like, you can definitely do that. Like, and for me, it was so reassuring to hear that, and to also hear that this doesn't have to be the end of this ministry for me. Like, I can take a step back, that I can pause. It's okay to have pauses in life. Like, it's very much possible to do that and people will understand that and be willing to work with you. Like, I really am grateful for how she responded in that moment and how understanding she was for my current situation and what I was going through. And just the fact that there's still opportunity for me to return. And again, that is something that I will, once again, surrender at the feet of the Father. And if it's His will, and even a part of me started thinking, like, if I return, what if I'm slacking? What if I'm not sharp enough? I'm going to be missing a whole season where people are going to have worked and prepared, and me, like little, like stupid things, like just my brain overthinking, just shutting it off, because that didn't matter. Okay, what mattered is that I actually made a decision that didn't just honor myself in that moment, but also honored God as well. And that was hard, to take a step back and walk away from something that I genuinely thought in the beginning was something I was fully ready to take on. Turns out I wasn't. And that is okay too. It's okay. Like, it's okay that not everything pans out or works out the way that you thought it would. It's okay to take a step back and pause. It's okay to return to something later on, revisit in the future. It is okay that if one season in your life looks different than what you thought it would look like, if you have to just steward it differently, if you can't live the same, and you can't, you're not meant to live the same in each season of your life like you did before. Every season has different needs and different requirements of yourself. And for the many other wonderful things that God is having me do right now and has allowed me to commit myself to, those things, I really have to ensure that my heart is still stewarding and that my heart is still in the right position for those things. So I am honoring Him in doing them, making sure my heart is there, because this is for Him at the end of the day. He's the one who encouraged me, inspired me, and empowered me to do this podcast and with Outside Collective, and really just seeing God's hand and favor upon it and how much it has pushed me creatively and my nursing career, all these other things that the Lord has allowed me to be a part of is such a blessing. But at the end of the day, the greatest blessing I have is just to be in relationship with Him. And so I can't get so caught up and so overcommitted to the things that He's allowing me to do that I forget to commit myself ultimately to Him. Because that is where I'm drawing the strength and the ability to continue to show up and do these things. And so you're not a quitter. You're not a failure. If you're someone like me who's just likes to see things all the way through to the end and sometimes can just get in your own head, it's okay to take a pause, to take a break, to step back. It's okay if you don't see something all the way to the end. It may not be its end, but it may be its end with you. And that's okay too. And recognizing that, holding yourself accountable before it goes too far. If I continued down the path I was going, burnout was just a hair away. Like, me feeling bitterness and resentment towards something that God has called me to do was just a hair away, a fraction away. It was not distant at all. If I continued to push myself to see something to the end that God was telling me to step away from. And it is hard doing those things, especially when you were so passionate about it. And I was so passionate and so excited about it. And it's not that I'm not passionate and so excited about it anymore, or that I lost that level of excitement. But I had to be honest with where I am at right now. And you know what? I am grateful that I made that decision. I am. And I believe it was the right decision. I don't believe I will hold regret, but instead I will be cheering for the girls on the sideline who are still a part of this ministry and all their incredible performances, and really just know that the glory of God is upon them in their lives. And I can say that, and I know that I made the right decision, because my friend asked me this very good question after I told her I had the call. And she was like, how do you feel? Do you feel relief? And when she asked me, do I feel relief? I was able to honestly tell her yes. I had not realized what a weight I was carrying, and I felt lighter. I genuinely felt lighter. And we all carry burdens and yokes, right? But the Lord tells us to carry His burden, which that is light. Okay, so if my burden is starting to feel a little bit heavy, a little bit too heavy, I might just be carrying more than just His yoke, and He's telling me just to carry His, that which is light. So I might need to be reassessing what I'm carrying. All right. Maybe I'm carrying too much. Maybe there's too many things I have on me that I shouldn't be carrying right now. And doesn't mean that you won't carry it in the future. Just means for right now is not something you're meant to hold. So I am proud of myself. It was definitely a roller coaster of emotions of how I got there. And I definitely think it has encouraged me to make those hard decisions and to walk away when you know it's time to walk away and not just wait until everything actually catches on dumpster fire. Like, literally, let's not try that, Fortune. Let's maybe stop doing that. So, yeah, I genuinely hope that this conversation today was helpful for you guys, and I would love to hear down in the comment section below what is something that was hard for you to walk away from but you knew was the best decision you could have made for yourself and for those around you. And just share any tips. Like, let's share, guys, because remember, this is community. Let's talk down in the comment section below about all the ways that we can empower and encourage each other to make those hard decisions, knowing that though it's hard in the moment, it is for a better outcome. And I'm grateful that the responses that I got to the decision I was making was positive and was supportive and people were understanding. But I also am aware that that is not always going to be the case and that people are not always going to understand why you would step away, why you take a pause, why you would stop doing something that you once felt so much excitement for. Not everyone's always going to understand, but at the end of the day, that should not be what dictates the actions or decisions you make. Make sure that whatever you're doing is always aligned with the Lord's will and plan for your life, and He will lead you and guide you in all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And even if the people around you don't understand why it's good, don't see why it's good, God will show you exactly why it's good. In the same way that I felt a sense of relief and like a weight was lifted off my shoulder, that was confirmation from God that He gave me of letting me know that you did good. You did good. So if someone hasn't told you that already, you did good. You did good. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed today's conversation of Still Learning, and I will see you next week for another episode. Bye.